VCWC on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. Nine ball top number here to you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the corner bank to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck, but skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. He wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck, but skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper.
ATG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand. Amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done. Streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
this for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early rise and work all done, streets and games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG, tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic. Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Right, good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to VP4TV. And we have made it at last. We are at the final of this year's Virtual Cowboy World Championship, the 2025 Virtual Cowboy World Championship. We've got Cobra going for 3 in a row, and Coldest Pillow as a rookie going for his first major title in Virtual Pool 4. Now, if you guys were there in the semi-final match with Coldest Pillow and VP Monster, VP Monster was the favourite. He plays Cowboy on a fairly regular occurrence, and what happened is Coldest Pillow did everything right in the match, and that's what he has to do today. Now, when I say everything right, he wasn't scoring huge runs. You don't need to score huge runs. What you have to be doing is to be consistent. And if you're getting 30s and 40s and keeping the points, you will put the pressure on each visit. If you fail to do that, Cobra won't feel any pressure. He'll just carry on doing it the way he does it, and he will score too much for you. You've got to be competitive. You've got to stay with him. And if you get all of those factors right, then you can give him a match. If you fail, then it'll be 4-0. So that's what he has to do. Cobra is going to be the favourite, and he's going to be up against it if Coldest Pillow plays anywhere near as solid as he did against VP Monster. I mean, nobody expected him to beat Monster 3-0. I certainly didn't. But it's very difficult to find fault in how he played. He was just solid, and he kept the pressure on Monster. However, Cobra's a different kettle of fish. He's been into many finals, and he will respond, no doubt. So we have got about 3 minutes to go. If we look at the bracket, we will see that Coldest Pillow had a bye in the first round. Then he had a win against Tommy by 3 racks to 1 in round 2. And then after that, he had the same result against Jose McEwen, 3 racks to 1. And then he came up again LS3, and then it was more comfortable. It was a straight 3 racks to 0 win for him in that one. And then, of course, he comes up against Cobra in a hot seat match, and Cobra gave him a lesson, 3 racks to 0. And of course, on that day, though, Coldest Pillow couldn't get his act together. He couldn't be consistent. He didn't apply the pressure by making scores when he had the opportunities. And the end result was a 3-0 defeat. And that's how it is. That's how tough it is when you're up against this guy. Cobra, on the other hand, again, he had a bye in the first round. He had a 3-1 win against VP Monster. So he sent Monster straight to the one-loss side in round 2. And then he came up against the Scottish representative, Tornado Tam, and it was a straight 3-0 win for him in that one. And then in round 4, he had a straight 3-0 win against Larry. So Cobra by far has had the more impressive results in the tournament, as you would expect from the defending champion. So welcome to Spud Boy, and welcome to anybody else that's watching. Now, this is a final race to 4, so there's a possible full 7 racks. The one reason it will be slower is because of the pace that Cobra plays. We know that Coldest Pillow likes to get on with it. He likes to score quickly. I don't know what Romario's talking about. I'm not going to click that link. He's asking, what's this? I don't know what that means. Somebody else can click the link and tell me what it is, in case it's porn. Anyway, no communication from Steve. He's probably away out golfing, and he's certainly not in the VP4 lobby, and he hasn't been since I've been online. So I'll be going it alone. Both players are here. Both players have been in getting practice. Cobra has had enough. He's just waiting on the room going up, which it should do within the next minute. And we will have the lag for the break, of course. And the average time per a rack in Cowboy with 2 decent players should be around the 30-minute mark or just less than that. And for the most part, these recent matches have all been sort of on the average, so it might not be overly long. The room is up. We're going to get in straight away. We are good to go. So hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. We've got Coldest Pillow looking to create the big upset in today's final, representing Wales, and Cobra representing the United Kingdom. And Cobra doing the right thing, getting some practice on the lag, because that's important to get first in the door in this match. So we're waiting on Coldest Pillow. Going to have a quick drink. And of course, we're after all that talk about when Steve was last in the stream about what the next Virtual World Championship's going to be. We're now at the final of this one, and we're back to square one. We still don't know what the next one's going to be. Anyway, both players are here. We've got Cobra on the right-hand side and Coldest Pillow on the left. Cobra looks as if he's going to lose it. So, great opportunity straight away here for Coldest Pillow to make a mark in this first rack. Now he just needs to come out the other side here with this 3-ball. Doesn't want to go straight. Just got there. That's perfect. Again, you're banking the 3-ball up the table. You're hoping it doesn't go in like that, because you wanted to leave that as a pot. See, now he's in trouble. He's going to have to dig out a pot. That's the only thing that can go wrong, is when you're banking that ball up and down the table, you could end up potting it, and you don't really want to pot it as much as you want the points. You want to keep the ball there. And now he's immediately having to dig out a pot to recover. And that's how easy it is to end a run, by that 3-ball going in. So the visit is only 13. And that's the difference between a run of 13 and a run of 50 or 60. If that 3 ball had stayed in the table, could have been a whole different story. As it is, Coldest Pillow now has to be patient because Cobra won't be in a hurry. He will play at the same speed morning, noon and night, and you've just got to be patient and not be overly eager when you get to the table. But you might have to make up a few points when you do. This might be too straight. He might be lucky. He might be lucky. Well, if he can't get the 5, he can get the 3, the 1 ball, but he did get the 5. Of course, now that we're in the final, this is the last opportunity for either of these players to get the new high run for the tournament and to overtake Interchange X's effort of 91, which I believe is still the highest run in the event. And, well, any one of these 2 players are well capable of beating that. They might have to do it in order to win this title. Cobra's still sitting in reasonable shape here. Well, now he's got a bit of a problem. That pot in the 3 ball is the first problem. The next one, of course, is the 5 ball is now isolated in the top rail. And the cut angle in this 3 isn't sending the cue ball in the best of lines. Let's have a look. Yes, you know, it's a narrow pocket into that side pocket. And he's got to think about the cue ball, of course, for the follow-up carom. So he's got a good enough line to get to the 5 ball. Now he's going to have to make a pot at distance. Now, if he doesn't thump this in and just rolls the 5 down into this corner pocket and keeps the cue ball up there, he should have a reasonable enough carom to follow. And that's perfect again. Absolutely spot on. He can either play the 5 to the 1 or the 1 to the 3. So he couldn't have landed any better. So Coldest Pillow has done nothing wrong other than potting that 3 ball when it banked up and down the table and leaving himself a difficult cut to stay at the table. Well, that's almost a disaster. Almost a disaster there for Cobra. And he's got away with 1 there. The run is 35. Well, now again, he's going to have to dig out a pot. Either the cutback on that 5, but that 1 ball, I don't think it's frozen to the rail, but it's tight. And also, if he's going to cut that 5 in, he needs to try and just run over towards the 3 ball to give him an opportunity for 2 different shots. And he's overcut the 5. And that's, I mean, where he actually finished was pretty good. But the cut on the 5 was difficult enough as it was. The run, though, is 41. And, well, he'll be glad he got the 41 and didn't lose those 35. Oh, again, though, Coldest pillow has hit it too thin. Now, that's the first big mistake, because that was not a difficult carom. And this is what happens when Coldest pillow sat at the table there for a few minutes, you know, sat there not at the table, and suddenly he's coming in with a shot which was not difficult, and he's missed it. And now, again, he's might have to sit for another 5-10 minutes. And by the time he gets back to the table, Cobra might be into the caroms. Now, that could cost him dear. That was a mistake. Well, this is thin. The problem with this shot is, I mean, to me, he's got to definitely pot the 5. And he should have an easy enough 3 to the 1. Hit that 1 ball half ball and bring it into the table. Well, he's playing it really gentle so that he can pot it. And that works as well. I mean, he can get the 1 ball onto its spot. He'll have an easy enough carom to follow, whether it be the 1 to the 5 or the 1 to the 3. And this is, you know, when you're up against Cobra and you've let a chance like that go by, it's going to hurt this. It was a chance for Coldest pillow to get back onto sort of level terms, scoring-wise, and he's thrown it away, missing that carom. And this is why consistency is what you need, because if you look at what Cobra's done so far, he's had a visit of, what, 41, was it? And now his next visit is 24 and counting. And this is what, you know, contributions will do for you. They will just build your score up. And the difference now is the pressure's all on Coldest pillow if he's going to get back to the table, because then he has to score. There's no ifs or buts. You know, if he's coming in and he's scoring nothing or 10, it's no good. He has to make a substantial contribution to give him a lifeline in this first rack. And another one gets away there for Cobra. That's 2 bits of good fortune he's had. He could have lost the points there. And now he's going to have to dig out a pot, though. There's 3 ball down the rail. Got to watch he doesn't get it too soon to the rail, or it'll catch that knuckle, but he won't care as long as he can stay at the table. Yes, he's going to have a difficult follow-up, but far better that than throwing away those points. Good afternoon to Hazad. Coldest Pillow knows that if Cobra just does this in every one of these racks, it's going to be a tall order for Coldest Pillow to get anything off him. And he really had to hit the ground running. You know, it's only the first rack, but, you know, you like to make a statement. You like to apply the pressure to the favourite. So we've now had 2 runs of 41 from Cobra. And that's letting Coldest Pillow know what he has to do. Not that he didn't already know that. But you cannot let him off the hook. And he let him off the hook with that opportunity. He missed the carom, not difficult. And this is the end result of it with Cobra's second visit. Bearing down on the carom phase. This is a bit trickier. I don't know whether he can get the one? Yes, he can. He can get it. And even if he does go to the rail, it's a big target, that 3 ball. That takes him to 89. And a pot on the one into the side. The 5 and 3 are sitting good. I mean, consistent scoring as well by one or both players on each visit will give you a fairly quick rack. We're only 16 minutes into this first rack, and we're already down to the business end. Watch the cue ball. It was going to glance off that one. Another near miss there for Cobra. Well, this is a two-way shot. You make sure you're overcutting the 3 ball and you've got a target of the 5 or the 1. That's going to find the gap. So another good contribution from Cobra. A 41 and a 51 gives him 92. And Coldest Pillow a long way behind. No harm in putting a wee plug in the lobby in case anybody wants to join us. Well, he's always going to have the 3 ball as a backup for a carom, a 2-rail carom here. Or, you know, well, I mean, you can hit it direct, but you really want to go to the rail and hit it. If you hit it direct, that's better. You know, hitting it, going to it direct, you could easily follow it in. Anything like that can happen. And the same again, although there's a bit of a gap here, you would much rather go to a rail and hit that 3 ball than go direct to it. even if you go around the corner, but he's played it soft. Problem with that is you end up with no shot on it. He's got a one ball that's far too straight, so this is already just threatening to sort of lose shape if it not, if it isn't already. He's going to find it tough. He needs to get this back under control as quick as he can. But everything's going to be a distance, which then makes the game far tougher. Well, this is dodgy, but he can go to the rail and just catch the back end of that 3 ball. He's cut across it, but he's got a bailout on the 1 ball, and he'll have 2 targets to play a carom to when the 1 ball gets spotted. That looks by far the better target, depending where the cue ball actually finishes. And it's certainly the 2 railer into the back of the 5. Looks as if he's going force follow. And that knocks a 3 in, which might well be handy because the 1 is not a difficult pot. Neither is the 3 ball, but the 1 ball where it's sitting could be handy for follow-up caroms. But he's immediately changed that because now we've got big separation here. The run is 38. All he needs to do is just keep scoring by however he can. That looks not bad. That's fine. Nice force follow on to the 1. 5 ball's going to go in as well. The 1 ball stays in play either for a pot or a straight 5. But whenever you're doing these, you just got to think about keeping that cue ball in the right spot. Now this is a wee bit trickier. It's very thin. Well, he's not quite within touching distance, but he's not far off it. The run is 60. No, I haven't seen Fast Steady for a while. I mean, I don't know whether he's online at times when I'm not here, because obviously he's from the States. Well, he went for the draw to the 1. The run ends on 60. And the table is ugly as far as Cobra goes. He doesn't have an easy starter, which is exactly what the hell's happened here? Did Cobra miss? I've just looked at the chat and then I looked back. Coldest Pillow's back at the table, and now Cobra's back at the table. So this is what happens when I look at the chat and look back. Obviously, Cobra never scored anything, but now he is. Well, again, this is not easy. I mean, the 5 ball he wants to steer well clear of because it's in a dodgy place. He's looking at a 2 railer to the 1. He's gone narrow, has he? Or was that a virtual pool 4 referee call? Yeah, he missed it. So Coldest Pillow has one more good opportunity here, and Cobra is not. He's not on the finish line. He's only in 94. And Coldest Pillow has a great chance here to get right onto his coattails. He's just now a quick look at the 5 ball there to see what the line will be for the carom. He's got to watch the cue ball. He doesn't want to get straight. He wants any kind of angle but dead straight behind this 5 ball. But it might be a problem, the fact that he's dead straight in the 1 as well. I think that's part of the issue. And now he's pretty good now. Oh, double kiss, but I think he can see the 1. On 82, well, he's played the 3 ball to get it up onto its spot. Oh, needs to keep rolling and stopping here. He's gone. Well, it's going to be a draw to the 5, and he needs to watch that 3 ball as well. Try and keep it alive. That gets him to 86. And now this first rack may be well on the balance here as to what way it's going to go. But believe me, Coldest Pillow's in perfect opportunity here to get one over in Cobra. Yeah, he's just got to watch where he's pushing this 1 ball to when he's playing the carom here. And that's dodgy. It's dodgy. He's got to watch the knuckle at that side pocket. And he's drawn away to avoid it. But doing that has got him onto 89. Oh, he's missed the 3. He's missed the carom. But again, he's not left an easy table. Cobra's going to have to do something. I mean, he could overcut the 1 ball and go either 1 rail straight to the 3. He's trying to play a little stun draw. Played it perfect. And he can go either way. He can go 5 ball to the long rail into the back of the 3. And if he gets this right, he should have. Oh, he's gone too tight. He's gone too tight. Now that was not a good one from Cobra because it was not difficult. And he's given Coldest Pillow a glimmer of hope here again. Now remember, he needs to get that 1 ball to get to the 90. And probably a draw shot. Send this 5 ball around the table. He maybe could have done me a bit more running in that 5 ball. It's ended up in no man's land. Now, at this stage, he needs 1 good carom to keep him at the table. And who knows what might happen here. See, the angle that you can't play the carom from the 1 to the 3 because it's far too thin. Well, this is, again, not a difficult one for Cobra. Coldest Pillow in 91. Cobra, well, likewise for him, 1 good carom around the back of this 3 ball, off the 1 or off the 5. He's got 2 good shots here to get to it. And that could be the one that will take the first rack for him. And he's going round the back. And another chance for Coldest Pillow. Albeit, again, it's an ugly table that he's got, but he just needs 1 good carom to get it off and running here. That's going to cut across, is it? Yeah. And likewise, again, He's not left anything simple, but there is he might have to check this up with a bit of right English. He's playing the left side of that one ball. He might have to check this with a wee bit of right. I'm not sure, but if you play it a wee bit of right, it'll straighten the cue ball up a bit. He looks as if he's playing it plain ball. Maybe he can see the angle better than me. And likewise, that's why I said he needed a bit of right English. The commentator's eye isn't often wrong. A bit of right English checks the cue ball as soon as it hits the rail, and it comes out that way. He didn't, and it came out behind the 5 ball. That's why I would have played that with a bit of right English. This might go behind the 1. No, it hasn't. And again, it is not a simple table. But the 3 ball is a huge target. He's trying to play the draw here. But the 3 ball is a big, big target. You can go left side of the 5 up and down onto that 3. I don't think you can do a great deal with the 1 ball, to be honest with you, but I think, to me, the target is so large on that 3 ball. He's convinced he can draw to this 1 ball. And the only danger with that
Where's the cue ball going?
is where's the 1 ball going? And that was always on the cards. And this time, though, it could be a fatal move because he's left Cobra an easy starter, and this 1 ball is heading up towards the 5 for a follow-up shot. And that was a bad choice of shot there by Coldest Pillow. To me, the 5 ball was such a big target, and albeit there was the dangers of going for that 5 ball in the corner, 3 ball in the corner, whatever one it was, but he chose the draw to the 1, and if you're going to draw straight onto the 1, the next thing that can happen is you're going to pot the 1, and it could be fatal. Well, Coldest Pillow had a great opportunity there, unexpectedly. He might get 1 more. Who knows? He might get 1 more. And this could have finished better. Trying to play the draw into the 1 here. Yeah. That takes him to 99. Well, the 1 ball is certainly going to be open. There's no doubt about that. And, well, the problem with the 1 ball here is it's touch and go as to whether it's going to pot clean or catch the knuckle. It looks as if it's going to pot clean to me, and he can follow this in no problem. Yeah, I think this will go in off the jaw, and he can maybe, I don't know whether he wants to play this with any English to let the cue ball draw into the pocket off the knuckle. There we go. So after 32 minutes, we have the first rack on the board to Coldest Pillow, to Cobra, and Coldest Pillow had his chance there. He did have his chance. And it was looking grim at one stage, sitting there on 13 points, and then he put that run of 60 together to get him really back into it. Cobra's 2 runs of, 40-odd? And what was it? I think it was 2 runs of 40-odd or something that he had. Made him the favourite, but, you know, you always have a chance in Cowboy. And now, after having just lost that first rack, he's going to have to sit back and be patient again. This 1 ball is too straight. You know, you can smack it in, but you're really only going to stay there unless you're drawn back. Try and give yourself a shot off the 5 to the 1, and that's pretty good. He's looking at the very thin edge in this 5-ball to get it into the pocket, trying to hold below the 3 so he can play the 3 to the 1. And again, he's played that very well. Well, this is not quite so good. He's got 2 balls. Well, effectively 3 balls on rails, pretty much. I mean, they're not impossible to pot, but the problem is where you're putting the cue ball. He's overcut that, has he? Yes, he has. But he hasn't left a great table here for Coldest Pillows. So the run from Cobra is 20. Coldest Pillows looking at getting a 1 on its spot and leaving the 5 over the corner pocket. The problem with that is look where the cue ball is and look where the 1 ball is. He's nowhere near good here. And I think the obvious shot would have been to pot the 5 and get it into the middle of the table to give yourself some sort of opportunity. Now he's having to play the draw, and that's a clever little shot. Kept the cue ball in play. But these opportunities that Coldest Pillow's getting at the early stage of this rack, he really has to make the most of it. You know, he's put a 60 together in that first rack to get himself back in it. He needs something along the same lines in this one. Well, he's determined to try and get that 3 ball back onto its spot when the 5 ball was there for a pot. You just have to sometimes take what you've got there rather than trying to be over ambitious. And no sooner have I said that than he's gone and tried to force the 3 ball in when it wasn't a desperate time that he needed to play it, and his run ends in 13. But it looks as if Steve's arrived in the building. Let's see if he's in Discord. I'll just tab out for a second. I'll be back with you in a minute. Of course, the screen freezes when you tab out. Don't know whether Discord needs any updates either. That's the other problem. Right, let's have a look. Good afternoon to Steve.
Afternoon, evening, or whatever. I guess it's still afternoon there.
Well, I think this still qualifies as afternoon. It's 17:37.
Yep. So I see Cobra won the first game.
Well, he won the first game. He had 2 runs of 40 odd. And then Coldest Pillow had a run of 60 to get himself back in it. And then he had an opportunity. He could have pinched that first rack off Cobra. And Coldest Pillow's made a mistake in this second rack by trying to pot the 3 ball when it wasn't that necessary that he had to pot the 3, and it was an awkward cut down the rail, and he seemed to be like, well, he was like a moth to a flame there. He seemed to be attracted to the 3 ball when he could have easily potted the 5, and this has let Cobra back in, and who knows what the end result might be here.
You can't make those dumb mistakes, although, you know, I mean, that's what people do. I mean, it's not a knock on Coldest Pillow, but if you watch people play pool, even great players, most of the mistakes they make aren't really that smart.
There's a mistake there. Let's have a little check. The replay's working. Cobra's managed to find his way around the corner there. and he's let Coldest Pillow off the hook.
Well, Coldest Pillow's got to have improved his carom game after playing all these matches. I mean, that's been his weakness. He's got to be better.
Well, I mean, he came into the semi-final match, Steve, against VP Monster, and nobody, including myself, thought that he would win that match 3-0, and he did. And the reason he did is because he did everything right in terms of scoring, keeping his points, and they weren't massive scores in each visit, but they were good enough to apply the pressure to Monster. Monster's Achilles heel is potting when he needs to. And, you know, everything fell into place for Coldest Pillow in that match. And he had to be doing exactly the same in this, if not better, if he's going to put any pressure on.
Look at this. He's going to get second.
Cobra.
The second one.
Is he gonna,
yep.
He's going to get
Wow.
the bailout shot, the two-way shot.
Well, you know, I mean, like most pool games, simpler is always better. And if you want to be consistent, simpler is the way that you're going to do that. So trying to play the right patterns and keeping it simple is the way to victory. I don't think that's necessarily Coldest Pillow's strength, but he's got a lot of he's got a very high gear. I keep expecting him to win one of these things. I don't know if it's going to be this one.
Well, you've just jinxed him. Where's the cue ball going? Again, another contribution, but only 13.
Yeah, well, that was kind of a tough carom that he got himself on.
So, did you get any responses, Steve, for the World Championship matches?
I did. Slim did responded. The holdups with me, and it's been on purpose. Are you talking about the next World Championship? Is that what you're talking about, or did I kind of jump the gun? Yeah. So I'm going to do something with it the next day or two, but I waited because I want to have some time between them this time because I need to update software. We get in these things and I can't update any software because I'm afraid I'm going to be breaking stuff, and I don't want to have World Championship matches that have problems. So there's going to be a little break, and I'm going to update both the server and the client software. So what I'm thinking of running on the next one is both Honolulu and Filipino rotation at the same time. I have gone through and looked at both of them. I fixed a problem with Honolulu. There's a problem with it, with the forced no call thing. And so that seems to be working. And Filipino rotation, I rechecked the rules. That seems to be working. So that's the plan, is to run those two.
Now, the question is, does anybody in VP4 know what the rules are, or the basic rules are in this Filipino rotation? I'm hedging my bets and thinking most people haven't a clue.
Oh, that's a guarantee. I mean, even some of the Filipinos are going to be confused on the rules because it's not played as much as it used to be in the Philippines. I mean, it used to be like the game in the Philippines. That's one of the reasons a lot of these guys got so good, because it's pretty tough. Now, there is in the rules section on support for rotation, there is a section on Filipino rules. And I'll have to look at those and make sure that they're okay. I think they probably could be more detail there.
Down the list. Why can't I see rotation? General pool rules. I'm thinking it's going alphabetically here. Oh, there it is. Rotation rules. And then it says Filipino rules are similar, but they are there are key differences for fouls and player options. Penalty for fouls. Opponent has choice of table in position or spotting low ball with ball in hand in the kitchen. Snookered. If fully snookered after opponent's shot, player has option to play table as is or spot the low ball, and opponent has ball in hand in the kitchen. So if you're snookered, you can spot the low ball and give ball in hand to your opponent.
Yeah, you can just say, you know what, I'm not kicking at this. I think it's impossible to hit, or it's, and the times you would do that, of course, are the times when maybe there's not an open spot shot, like there's other balls in the way. So most of these kind of rules come into play earlier in the rack. So there's a lot of decisions to be made. And then the kick shot thing, that's an important thing too. It's like snooker, where you don't have to hit a rail if you're playing a kick shot.
Mm.
So you can kick at a ball real soft and not hit a rail. Now, those don't seem like major differences, but they make a huge difference in the gameplay.
No, I was just reading the rules there because I think I've played rotation in testing at one time, but that's the only time I've ever played rotation. So rotation is you pot the balls in numerical order. You pot the one ball, the next ball you have to pot is a 2.
No, it's like 9 ball and 10 ball. You can, as long as you hit the low ball, anything you make counts.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the big difference is.
So is it
points.
not a bit like? Is it not a little bit like? Well, I would suggest it's a bit like Honolulu in one sense of the word, because if you're hitting the low ball, you can hit the low ball and billiard in another ball into a pocket, and still get the table, and you'd still be on the low ball, wouldn't you?
So the reason why the game is such a skill game and where you get a lot of fancy shots played is because with 15 balls on the table, that's exactly what you end up having to do, because you don't have open shots on balls. So you play a lot of combos, caroms, billiards, banks. So it does have a flavor like Honolulu, but obviously if you have open direct shots, you can shoot them. The big difference is it's a points game. So you get points based on the ball number. If you make the 15 ball, that's 15 points. So early in the rack, there's a lot of strategy because you're not making a lot of points on the balls. But when you get later in the rack, that's where all the points are. So it's kind of similar to 9 ball or 10 ball in the sense that if you run out all the balls and miss the money ball, if you run to like the 8 or 9 ball and miss, you're usually in trouble.
Am I getting confused here? Am I right in saying that then rotation or Filipino rotation or rotation in general, the points goal is to 61 in each rack?
Yes, if there's no handicap, it's a 61.
Right, in that case then, it's a bit like 15 ball then. 15 ball to me is exactly the same as rotation, except the only difference is you can pot any ball in 15 ball. That's like a numpties version of rotation, where 15 ball you can pot any ball and score all the points value of it, and it's just a race to get to the 61 points. So basically, the other problem with 15 ball is that you might only get one shot in the rack, and then the guy comes in and visits, and boom, there's the 61 points.
15 balls too easy for good players. 15 balls is a good game for more novice players. Yeah, but for good players, rotation is, and there's different variations of rotation. I think by far the Filipino one's the best one. So that's the one I'd like to do for World Championship. It's going to get people playing it, and it's the same old thing. Cobra will probably go, "Oh, I don't want to play this game," but like he did with bank pool. But every time Cobra plays a game he doesn't want to play, his game improves a lot, because he's one of those guys that if he plays it, he's going to get a lot better, because he'll learn to bank and carom and all that stuff way better playing it. So I expect some players to kind of raise their eyebrows at it, but if We need to get 16 players, so hopefully we can.
Well, I think as long as they have an idea what it's about, because if they watch this video or this match, then they'll have a fair idea because we've already just explained it. But most people won't give it a second glance in terms of the game types that they'll play. But I think the one thing about the way that the Filipino game is played is that it's going to be the more skillful players that are going to come through, as always is, because it's all about then the usual basics of playing pool, how to move the cue ball, how to get there. And the stronger players are always going to be an advantage there. But to me, there's a lot of dirty business can be done in rotation. You know, you can duck and dive, but there's no 3 fouls in it, isn't there? Not.
There's no 3 fouls.
No,
there's no jump
no.
cues. So it's a different sort of game, but it's a very high skill game.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of it on YouTube. There is a match between Efren and Ronnie Alcano that you can watch. Actually, it might only be one game. But you can ask the Filipino guys.
Well, meanwhile,
Coldest Pillow is
he's got
he's
a
on a
chance
run
again.
here. I mean, we'll see. You know, the table's set up pretty good right now. We'll see what he can do. I think pool in general is just a general, well, I'd call it heuristic, but in more relatable terms, just sort of a general rule for playing good pool is keep things simple. And you can't get much simpler than this.
Now, presumably as well, Steve, this Filipino rotation, that rule, what was that rule I was talking about where you can choose to give your opponent ball in hand in the kitchen? Presumably that's a pop-up that comes up the screen.
Yes.
You know, it's not something you have to remember. You're prompted to it immediately.
No, all those choices will come up. The only thing that you got to remember is for kick shots, you know, it's not going to tell you, oh, if you shoot a kick shot, you don't have to go to a rail. You just have to know that. And it's any kick shot. You don't have to be snookered or anything. Now on the option to give your opponent ball in hand in the kitchen and spot the low ball, you have to be fully snookered. You can't see any piece of the object ball that you're the ball on. So it's only available in that situation, which does come up a lot though, especially early in the game. People play safe and you get snookered a lot. I do have another video of a couple guys playing it. Neil Fijan, you know him, right?
Neil Fine, I've heard of him, yeah.
Fian, is it Fian? I always got Fijan, but yeah, you're probably right. It's Fian. Yeah, well, he's got a great YouTube channel. He's the Terminator. He's got a great channel if you want to learn about pool. Very good pool instruction. Well, there he goes.
Just missed it.
Well, that
the run ends in 53. See, the biggest disappointment there for Coldest Pill is the fact he didn't get to the 90. And he's only 10 in front. But he hasn't left an easy table. But this is going to be it could be a 2-railer to the 3, but there's a lot of room behind either ball. This is a big visit here for Cobra because he knows that Coldest Pillow will definitely, well, I would be very surprised if he doesn't get to the 90 if Cobra doesn't get anything here.
This is a tricky situation because I don't think there's a good two-way shot, so you got to get to carry him.
Yeah, he's played it well.
That's a good shot.
Well, that might be as close as Coldest Pillow's going to come to winning this rack. Only thing for Cobra is the fact this one ball's dead in the short rail at the bottom here. So he needs to get his arithmetic right here. And that's pretty good because he's brought the 3 down in play. He can pot the 3 and he can use the 3-5. And that will get him to the 90.
All right, I'm going to post this in chat.
Well, I would post it in the lobby. I wouldn't post it in chat. And
Think it's better in the lobby? Okay, I'll post it in the lobby. Well, by the time people get out of here, they may not be.
I don't know whether I've got links working in YouTube. That's the problem. I think I killed all the links because of the porn crap that we were getting a while back. Cobra now on 91. And he's going to have to dig out a shot to keep this one going. Yeah, he can go 5-3, but again, he would have to just sort of try and nestle down to the 3 doing that. And the danger is potting the 3 as well. But to me, that's his easiest option. I mean, he could go the two-way shot here, but he's never going to hit it that hard to do that. That's a good recovery. It's all going to be hard work for Cobra, though. You can do the same again off the 1, 2-railer or 3-railer into the back of that 3 ball, but these are tough. Again, he's nailed it. And now he's in business. He's got the 1 to the 5. It's not looking good for Coldest pillow in this rack. He might get one more chance. Again, there's another little 2-railer into this 1 or 3-railer, and that looks a good line as well. Excellent.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Coldest Pillow. He don't want to go down 2-0. He's got to hope Cobra can't get there.
Well, he certainly won't be going up and down to hit the 5 ball. He's got to make sure that he's going to well overcut that 1 ball if he's going to try and get to the 5 ball from that line. You know, Cobra never wants to play anything where there's an undue risk. He's trying to play the little draw, and again, excellent.
Yeah, he barely got it. That's not a guaranteed shot, shouldn't it, like that?
Well controlled. Well, he's not going to have an easy follow-up here, but he's decided to go for the 5. Got a double kiss. 1 ball's coming into play, and that's perfect. Now he only has to hope that he keeps the 1 ball in play, so he's got the outshot, so he just needs the 1 more to get to the 100. And he'll be happy with that.
He's
That's
looking
perfect.
pretty good there.
He can just punch that 1 straight onto the rail and force follow into the pocket for an easy 2-0 lead.
Yeah, the only way you can get messed up here is having the 1 ball hit the teddy.
Yeah, he's this is going to go around the corner and out of the way. This is perfect. That's too easy, that Karam, that outshot. Welcome to Chimpy. So
well, there we go with 2-0 to Cobra. Now Coldest Pillow's got a big hole to climb out of.
well, he's got to. He knows what he has to do. We don't need to keep saying it. He has to score. That's as simple as that.
Isn't this game loser break?
No, it's alternate break.
Oh, it's alternate. Oh.
Alternate break, yeah.
So, For your guys' information, I posted a link as a notice in the lobby, which means that it shows up when you log on, or it shows up if you do a /SB/SB, shows you
Yeah.
all the, and there's a link for this Filipino rotation. It's some play and an explanation of the rules by the Terminator, who I think got a top 8 in the U.S. Open here, even though he's, what is he? He's got to be 45 now, which is getting pretty old nowadays for pool.
Aye. So /SB brings up the banners and you'll be able to get that link. It just shows up there in the chat.
And you can turn it on in the gameplay. Let me make sure it's actually there. It should be. Let's see here. Let me crank up a room. That'd be funny if it wasn't in the gameplay. Be like, oh, you dummy. Let's see, rotation.
So for any latecomers, the final that we're watching at the moment is a race to 4. First player to get to 4 racks. Cobra's 2-0 in front. And we have just gone past the hour, which is very good. That is going along at the average for a rack of Cowboy, 30 minutes. When I say average, I mean average for 2 fairly competent players.
So yeah, it is in there. You guys all know how to use advanced game settings. You just go into advanced and change the rules from standard to Filipino.
And that's probably another reason. Aye, but that's probably another reason, Steve, that most players haven't played it, because you have to go into advanced to do it. It's not in there as a standalone version of the game, if you know what I mean. It's not listed in the 20-odd list of games.
Yeah, no, it's an advanced thing. It's just like going in the Cowboy. It's going in the Cowboy and setting alternate billiard shot, you know?
Yeah.
Same sort of thing. It's just an option of how to play.
Now he's got to stay up top here to give himself a 2-way shot option, but he's going to be at a distance. Yeah.
I think he's got to run at least 90 here. I mean, he needs to get himself in a situation where it's going to be tough for Cobra to win.
Well, when you say that, Steve, the high run is still only 91 from Interchange X. So I don't think he has to quite score that amount, but he certainly has to get nearer the carom phase long before Cobra does. And he's missed the ball. Is he going to lose his points? No, he isn't. Did he hit that 5 ball?
No, he didn't. So.
Well, I'll tell you something. He breathed a sigh of relief there when he actually hit the 3 and then hit the rail, because at least he's kept his points. That could have been a complete disaster. But what he hasn't done is he hasn't stayed at the table. It's only 31. And if you look at it in the overall scoring aggregate, it's now 5-0 to Cobra. Yeah, Cobra beat Coldest Pillow 3-0 in the winner's side. And now 2-0 in the final.
I don't think that it's lack of good runs that's hurt Coldest Pillow. I think it's more too many short runs that's hurt him.
Yeah,
I mean, he's had some good runs, but you just can't do those. You know, I make a few points and give it back runs.
The problem with the good runs he's had to make them. Because he's been chasing. He hasn't dominated a rack, and he needs to dominate one. And where he's got, you know, like the visit he's just had, if that visit was 81 rather than 31, then he was in a very strong position. But now.
Hence my comment, he needs to score like 90 points or more. I was basically saying the same thing. Maybe it was a pretty big point total, but yeah, I feel like he's got to pop off some big ones and make Cobra feel the pressure.
And Cobra had a couple of shots in that very first rack where he almost scratched twice and he got away with it. You know, on another day, those points could have gone and it could have been a different story in the first rack. But That's the way it goes. You get a rub of the green, a roll of the ball. You got to take full advantage of it.
So where's Slim today? Is he still at work right now?
Slim may well be at work because what time is it? It's it's gone 6 o'clock my time, so he might be. It'll be about noon his time, so he might still be hard at work. Where's this cue ball going? It's going on to the 1 ball for the carom. So that's a rarity, seeing Cobra playing a 2-3 rail shot like that at that distance, because he's loath to let the cue ball run if he can help it. But sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and take the risk.
Well, we've seen people miss this kind of shot. Yep, there
That
it
was
is.
not you. Hang on a minute, though. Hang on a minute. Oh,
Almost shit it in.
well, you look at that, Coldest pillow. There's a chance that you've got. You're now coming to the table and you're still in the lead, which he hasn't done in any of these racks so far. He's coming back to the table with a lead.
Yeah, and here's where he needs to put the hammer down.
Yeah, this is what he definitely needs to get something working here, and this ain't good the way it's finished. He didn't get low enough, I don't think, or has he?
Yeah, and this is, well,
Yeah.
this isn't bad. He should be able to hit the 5 from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be good after this, too.
Well, I mean, the worst possible outcome here, he's got to be knocking on the door of 90 at the end of this run here.
I just lined him up.
Yeah, that's
I'm
a disaster.
surprised he hit that so easy.
Well, this is where you can go 2 rails around the corner, try and get the kick into that 3 ball. It doesn't matter how often you look at the table, nothing's going to change. You have to play it.
It's easy to go long on this, going trying for the 3 ball. It's real easy to be long on it. I think he's going to stun to the 1.
Looks like it. Yeah.
It's a complete fail. That wasn't even close. You know what really got him there was the speed. He might have had a chance. You know, he cut it a lot, probably too much, but he might have had a chance if he didn't hit it so hard. Cue ball would have had a chance to grab instead of curving out so far.
Well, you're going to have more days like this, Coldest pillow, playing cowboy than you will where, you know, you're scoring heavily on each visit. You're going to have a lot more days like this, and unfortunately for him at the moment, that's exactly what he's having, where he's just scored 13. He's still got a lead, but he won't have much of a lead by the end of this visit from Cobra, I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, and that's, you know, I'm beginning to think this game's sort of like golf in the sense that in golf, your bad shots hurt you a lot more than your good shots help you. And pool's kind of like that too. You know, you can hit a lot of good shots, but it's the bad shots that kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes the game tough, especially up at the professional level. Is I don't care how many wonderful things you do, if you know, all it takes is one bad shot, and you know you can end up losing a match. You may have outplayed the guy. Oh, look at this.
Well, he hasn't left it easy for Coldest pillow, but he's let him back at the table. Well,
Yeah.
Tommy, if you were here earlier, you would have heard what Steve had to say, but unfortunately you weren't. So you're gonna have to rewatch the video at the end of this live stream. There isn't going to be another World Championship for a little while because there's updates to be done to the server.
So it's going to be like probably 3 weeks. You know, I like to have 3 or 4 weeks of sign up, so I'm probably going to go 3 weeks on one and 4 weeks on the other. And that'll be within the next day or 2.
Well, he had to take on that 5 ball, and that's one thing about Coldest pillow. He's got very little fear of making a dodgy pot in this 10-foot table. I mean, that was a good shot. He needs to take full advantage of it, though.
Coldest pillow, well, you got it. Coldest pillow's going to be, you know, he's going to be one of the favorites in any kind of 9 or 10 ball tournament. And I think, you know, potentially he could be the favorite and a lot of other stuff too. He just seems like he gets better every time I see him.
Oh, here's something, Steve. I was looking at the list. I was going back 2024, 2023, the other day before the semi-final match, and I was talking about this being Cobra's third time to win this title, or he's going for his third time. I thought it was 3 times in a row, and in actual fact, it turned out it wasn't. In the sense that it was every year. We had a Cowboy World Championship in 2022, which was Cobra's first time entry, and he won it. And we didn't have one in 2023 for some strange reason. I don't know why that was. But he won it last year. Now he's going for his third time this year.
Well, I think you jinxed him. He just missed a pot. Of course, it wasn't an easy pot. And he hit it into the pocket. It rattled in the corner, but that hurts. Chinese 8-ball. Yeah, there's a chance, but it's not going to be near future. That would be like in the next major update.
That's around the corner as well.
But it's going to be a little while. Right now, the focus is on graphics.
Yeah, but you're also going to have to get yourself fully attuned to, what do you call it, killer. You're going to have to bring that into the game.
Yeah, well, that's
because that is hilarious,
and that's a lot easier to do. But I think we'll end up doing the Chinese 8-ball too, because we're going to be redoing a lot of art and the new version. So as part of the art redo, once I hire artists and we get going on that, then it's going to be just one more thing for them to do. I mean, we haven't done it as requested any time in the past year or two, because I don't have artists on staff. I have to go hire them.
Well, if Coldest Pillow wants an invitation to the party, Cobra just handed it to him. He managed to find a way around, was it the 3-ball he was trying to get to? And he managed to find his way into a tight spot around the corner, missed the carom. And Coldest Pillow now has a very, very good chance here.
This kind of shot, I'll tell you,
to get himself into this.
I don't like those kind of thin hits. It's real easy to go around the back of it like we saw Cobra do. I would much rather see guys play the 30-degree angle, the half ball to 3/4 ball hit. I mean, I don't know about you, Hugh, but I'm pretty confident I can hit within a half a ball of where I'm aimed. I mean, it makes it simple if you play the right angles in any kind of billiards.
You don't ever want to see. You don't ever really want to be playing thin edges to get to a ball in this game. Spud Boy says he'd like to be part of that staff. I don't know what he means.
What, you're an artist, Spud Boy?
Good evening to Jose. Hola. Yeah, this is where you could have been, Jose, if you'd actually played anywhere near half decent instead of the garbage that you played in the tournament. I just thought I'd tell you it straight. You could have been here instead of Coldest Pillow. Well, we're getting there. He's on 83, or at least he was, and Cobra's back at the table. And this is going to be the story of this match, because in every rack, Coldest Pillow has been short of the 90, and he hasn't got there first in any of them. And, well, it's a tall order, but Cobra's just the fella that will run out a 70 or 80 odd here to take the lead in this match, in this rack.
You give him enough chances to do it, and he probably will. He's just getting too many opportunities.
And this is how you deliver the pain to your opponent when your opponent's 2-0 down and he can't get the job done. He can't get to 90. You just come to the table and you just inflict the pain, you twist the knife, and you make him suffer even more watching it for 20 minutes while you do it.
So, Spud Boy, maybe you didn't hear me. Are you an artist? If not, or was there some other kind of staff you were referring to?
It's what we watch the cue ball.
Wow, that was
Well,
a double kiss. He double kissed
done
Spud.
him. I think it's what we call over here a piss artist. You need to send in your credentials, Spud Boy. And that's not just a little picture of a stick man that you've drawn to say, well, there's my artist's work. a little A4 sheet of a stick man that you've drawn, or a hangman, something like that.
Well, we've got very specific needs for artists. Gonna have to check some boxes.
Well, I'm afraid, Steve, I don't qualify in any of those categories. Whatever the boxes are, it doesn't matter. So I won't be applying. I'm sure you're relieved at that. Yeah, I could send a stickman picture. How good is this for artwork?
Yeah.
Well, here we go again. Coldest pillow. I think he's blocked himself off with the 5-ball. Would you believe it? Unbelievable. He's needing just a straight in pot in the one and he can't get it. He's going to have to try and be creative here. He's trying to cross bank this. Oh no, he's trying to go all sorts of rails here. Well, if it had the legs, no, it won't. It's going to the rail. But what he has done is he's given an easy start for Cobra again.
Yeah, and here we go again, where it's another
Still
chance for
short of the
Cobra.
90.
This is it can't go that much worse for Cobra. It has this game. Eventually he's going to wake up and do something.
In actual fact, this is his worst rack so far in the match, and really, Coldest Pillow's not been able to take the advantage. He's had 2 goes to get to 90, and he's failed yet. And like we said, if you give Cobra enough opportunities, sooner or later he's going to stick one on you.
I just get the feeling that Coldest Pillow's just not that comfortable with this game. I mean, I understand that. I mean, I'm like that in real life pool.
Well,
I'm not that comfortable playing straight pool or one pocket. I play them both, but I never feel that comfortable. Like 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball. I feel really comfortable playing those games. Straight pull one pocket, I don't, and I don't know why. I've played them both a lot, but I mean, and I think that's where Coldest Pillow's at. I don't think he's that comfortable playing this game.
No, Coldest Pillow, he can't be comfortable in this. He's never played the game until the tournament. He's strictly a 9-ball and snooker player. Never even given Cowboy a second thought.
The fact
until
that
this tournament.
He's gotten to the final says a lot about his ability.
Exactly. Yeah. He's realised maybe that he's certainly adaptable to all sorts of other games that he never gave a second thought to.
Well, I predict he'll be like Cobra, and he's going to learn a lot from playing these other games, and he's going to start winning stuff.
That's why it always puzzles me that Spectre Dawn doesn't give anything like this a second thought. He's strictly he's a one-trick pony, Spectre Dawn, and that's why he's still sitting there with no trophy to his name.
You're right. If anybody was going to gain by playing banks or one pocket or these other games, Spectre Dawn's the top guy on the list. I mean,
he can't see the wood for the trees. He's so blinkered in the way that he I don't like to play those games. Well, that's the problem. You need to open your eyes and realise what it can bring to your own game and what you can bring to it.
Well, I know he's not a young man. I mean, I know when I was a young man, I didn't play one pocket. Couldn't stand playing it, I mean, all I played was 9-ball and 10-ball. And that's one thing I regret, that I didn't pick up one pocket till later in life. I mean, those games, those games are really important if you
Well,
want to be one of the top players on VP.
when I used to play in the snooker club, the only time you would ever see the billiard balls coming out onto the table for English billiards was when the old fella he used to look after the tables. I would go in of a morning. I think the club opened at 11 o'clock, and I would go in, and he'd be finishing brushing the tables. I'd be the only one in. I'd be just looking to get some practice in. And do you fancy a game? He'd get the billiard balls out, and we'd have a game of English billiards. And people would come in later on and look at us as if we were from an alien planet playing this game with 3 balls and a 12-foot snooker table.
And that's a great game. I mean, that's a great game to learn about how to play.
Brutal. That is brutal. But I just like to play it because I like to watch him playing it.
Well, I'll tell you what's crazy. I was talking to Perica one day, Jose Perica, who was the best player in the world in the mid-90s for about 5 years. I mean, great player, Hall of Famer. And he told me he came in second to a snooker tournament in Asia, lost to James, what's the guy's name?
James Botana. Yeah.
Yeah. So he lost to him in the final. And, he's not really a snooker player. He'd played before. I go, wow, that's impressive. And he goes, that's nothing. He said, Efren won a top English billiards tournament, and he'd never played the game.
Mm-hmm.
So how'd you like that? You got all these English guys and all the top players in the country and stuff, and they get in some English billiard game, and here's this Filipino guy that nobody knows who it is, and he beats them all. Can you imagine that? But yeah, I mean, that's why these people were great players, because they were versatile. Spectre Don wants to be a great player. He's going to have to learn how to play straight pool and banks and one pocket and all this, and cowboy.
Yeah. I mean, I think it can open his eyes to a lot of opportunities that were available to him that he never even gave a second thought to. And meanwhile, Coldest Pillow now
CP's at 90. Wow,
is at 90.
How about that? Yeah.
It's took a long while, but he's got there.
And he's already left himself a little
40 behind.
Funny. Got to watch out here. This one ball could head in a not a good direction. Watch out. I think he's going to cut the 5. Oh.
Well, he ain't going to be scoring a great deal here. I'm pretty confident in saying that. He's trying to stun along to the 1 ball here. Bank the 3 and stun. That's well played. Now, can he get the double kiss off that 5? And oh no, I don't think he can. That's too far into the pocket. That's going to pot.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, well, that's all he's getting.
Well, he may be able to get a carom here with the 1 and 3.
Yeah, he's got to watch the 1 in the side pocket, though.
Yep, he definitely does.
No, wait a minute. Is he going to go in? I thought he's going to go to the long rail and onto the short rail up top to the back of the 3. That's the shot.
Yeah, that's what he's doing, I think.
He can overcut the 1 and he won't pot it.
Right.
That looks good. It spins.
Yep. Oh, I can't believe he missed it. I thought that was going to get it for sure.
That might be a VP4 referee call, that. No, it isn't. No. Well, now there's a sweat on because Cobra's on 50. He might actually be in the lead at the end of this one. He'll be annoyed with himself, Cobra, because he's made a couple of a couple of loose ones. He's had 1 scratch in this ring. He didn't lose a lot of points. I think he only lost about 13 points, but he's a couple of caroms that every other day of the week he would have got them, but he just sneaked around the back of them, and this is why he finds himself behind for the first time, really, in one of these racks.
He's going to have to pot this 5 ball eventually. I don't see how he can get a big run leaving the 5 ball in the pocket.
Yeah, I think he's just waiting, and he's looking to use the 3 ball to billiard it in as a. Well, the 3's going in as well, which is probably the best thing that's happened there. He can play the draw shot. That'll be easy enough. Recovery. He just wants the 5-ball to come further up the table so he can get it potted.
Coldest
Get
Pillow
it on its
desperately
spot.
needs a win. You realize that if he loses 4-0 here, he's got a donut against Cobra for the whole tournament because he lost the other one 3-0.
The racks are mounting up.
That would be a terrible thing indeed to lose 7-0 against one guy.
I wouldn't be long in reminding him. Cobra's edging ever closer.
Well, Hugh, let me give you a different perspective. You could be nice and remind him that he'd never played the game and took second in the World Championship.
Yeah, we can do that as well, but I'd also like to give him the other reminder. There's a humiliation part of it that he needs to be reminded of, because that's how you become a better player as well. You know.
Well,
he's put himself. You've got to look at it from the other point of view. Also, the fact that he's put himself up against one of the best players in the game, in a game that he's never played before, and this is Cobra, who's in a tournament a game that he'd never played before, and he hasn't. He's won every World Championship so far that he's played in the Cowboy, going for his third in a row.
I mean,
so he's setting the standard for Coldest Pillow.
I've always said you don't learn from success, you learn from pain, and that's also what motivates you. Well, there's two kinds of people in this world. There's the kind of people that they lose something big, whether it's a lot of money or it's a big tournament or whatever. Then they go, I'm not doing that again. And there's the people that they lose and they go, I'm going to figure out how to win this next time. And they're motivated and they practice. I fear Spectre Don may be in the first category because he doesn't even want to play in these things. No graphics skills, by the way.
Well, I'm glad you cleared that up, Spud Boy.
That makes it tough to be an artist.
Now, this is...
Yep.
Yeah, well, he's now going to have to play a dodgy cut in the 3.
Yeah, well, you don't figure somebody is
or a dodgy cut in the 1.
Yeah, he'll shoot the 3. And that's pretty good there. Don't want to hit this too hard. You don't want to follow it in. That's perfect.
That takes him to 88, does it? Yeah. Problem now is he's.
Well,
he's
this is.
Does he think he's on a carom here? Because he has to play a pot.
Oh, he's on a pot. Never mind.
Yeah, he's playing the reverse bank. That's dead on. Nailed it.
Yeah. Well, you know, he got good at banks when he played bank pool. Remember how much he bitched about how he hated bank pool, and then he played bank pool? Didn't he win the world championship in that?
I think he did.
And now he banks really well. Remember when I used to say, oh, this is an easy bank shot? And everybody in the chat would go, what are you talking about? People would be like, no way, you're crazy. And then they found out, you know, that, hey, you know what? I'm not as crazy as I seem, that most of those shots I said were easy are pretty easy.
Well, I think the infliction of pain is beginning to build up on Coldest Pillow because Cobra's now a point behind. He's got a big target in the 1 ball. 2 rails into the back of the 1. Well, he's going direct, but there's a big target.
Well, you know, he's just he's got to hope he gets back to the table. I mean, there's a pretty good chance he will. I mean, Cobra needs 7 more caroms and a out on the 1. So, I mean, there's a pretty good chance Coldest Pillow will get another chance. The problem
is this 1 ball's coming good.
He's got to make a lot of caroms. So this is beautiful. That's a wonderful shot.
Now he's just looking to see where he can nudge this 1 ball to. He's looking. It's more the 5 ball he's interested in, where he's putting it down towards the 3.
I don't think that's
It's-
quite what he wanted.
It's a bit too heavy because now there's a big gap behind the 5. We would have liked to just been nudging on. It's a lot easier going 5 to 3 though. That's probably just as good.
You got to hit it thin, but it's not that tough. The 3 ball's big with it near the rail.
Now there might be a chance for Coldest Pillow. Because Cobra's going to be, again, loath to take any risk here. He's going to play something as an attempt at a carom, but nothing where a cue ball is going near a pocket. He's going to play the draw. Again, well played. And that 3 balls bumped into the 1. It could be all over here in this rack.
Looks like he's going to play the thin hit here. No, he didn't. He played the thick one.
Banking it back down towards the 5.
And look at this.
Now, this is highly risky.
That's a problem.
Yeah, he's going to be scared of this. He's not going to entertain this. I don't think he's going to. Is he going to try go to the long rail and bump the 5?
He might. If the 5 was a little bit more on the end rail. No, he's going this way.
He's let it loose.
Look at that shot.
That's excellent.
Beautiful. And this is why he's winning this thing, is because he's got the bit in the mouth and he's just making a lot of really beautiful shots.
Well, he's also turning
the knife.
Be a little
careful here.
Oh dear! Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. There's a complete disaster. Well, Steve giving it the big build up on Cobra. He's just played the numpty shot of the tournament.
That is sad. I mean,
that could maybe turn the fortunes of this.
He just swallowed the olive in his martini there.
He had that rack all but one, and he was trying to just play safe. Didn't get a ball to a rail.
Can you believe that? That's just...
Well, if you've ever been let off the hook in a match, this is it. You're 2-0 down. You're staring at 3-0. Oh, hang on a minute. This could be a disaster. Yeah, there we go.
Phil, if Coldest Pillow loses,
where's the cue ball going?
A bit late, John.
You'll have to remind him of that too, because this is like, come on. At this point, well, the one good thing is he got the 5 out of the pocket, but the bad thing is who knows how many points Cobra's going to run.
Yeah, the most annoying thing here for Coldest Pillow is he's just sat for 15 minutes watching Cobra chasing him down. Then he's watched Cobra throw it away. Then he's had a visit to the table, did nothing, and scratched. And now Cobra's back to square one. Deja vu. Here we go again. Could be another 15 minutes.
You got to figure if I can't win this game, I just might as well roll over and go tits up. Yeah. And this is...
Well, that's definitely a choker shot there by Cobra, not getting to a rail.
Yeah, the thing about Cobra is he's got no give up in him. He's still gonna give his all to win this game, and he may. I mean,
he'll be so annoyed. I think that's that's something that's built into Cobra. He's so annoyed with himself for what he's done there that he's determined. He's determined to get back right to where he was. To rectify the situation. And that's not a bad thing to have built into you, to get so pissed off with yourself that you're determined you're going to make up for it. And that's why he's so dangerous. You've got to take that opportunity when you had it. And Coldest Pillow again, never done it. Threw it away with a scratch. And again, this could hurt. There's another name I've never seen before, Salayon. Well, let's see if Cobra can rectify that miscalculation, shall we say. Back in the day, you could have called that a mouse fart. You can't do that nowadays. There is no excuse like that at all now.
Well, the thing is it really wasn't gonna matter that much. I mean, I know he didn't want to leave some
Yeah.
kind of easy billiard, but if he hit that harder, it still wasn't going to be a situation where there's anything easy. The five ball was buried in the pocket. So
Exactly.
It
It was not simple, and you just had to bump a rail.
yeah, that was just hard to figure that one. I mean,
So this match started at 5 p.m. British summertime. We're now an hour and 34 minutes into it. And depending on the outcome in this rack, it could be a long night. I'm glad that, because I seriously dropped a hint in the semi-final match that when Cobra, when Coldest Pillow won that match, I seriously dropped a hint in the chat about this final starting around about 5 p.m. because if it does go on, I mean, we could be here for 4 hours. And that's then even already gone past my bedtime.
I mean, Coldest Pillow still at 93, and here comes Cobra. I mean, and here we go again. It's just
Spud Boy says, by the way, Hugh, I don't fish. Did I say, yeah? I thought you were a fisher. Not a fish artist, a piss artist, I said.
oh, this is just sad.
Oh, no, that's Blind Hog that's a fisherman, isn't it? Maybe I've got mixed up with the Perries.
Blind Hog, does he live in the southern U.S.?
Oh, I don't know, but he looks like a mountain man. He looks like Grizzly. Remember Grizzly Adams? He looks like him.
I'm a mountain man. I'm the one
Yeah,
who
but
goes
you
on
don't look
mountains
like
all the time.
don't look like Grizzly Adams. I mean,
No.
Blind Hog's got his picture and his profile. He looks like he's out of an episode of Grizzly Adams. Well, Coldest Pillow might breathe in a sigh of relief here because Cobra's fell short at 86. Calls himself a numpty because I didn't see what it was. I was too busy looking at the chat there. But Coldest Pillow is looking good at the moment. He's looking at favourite at the moment to get himself on the scoreboard. We might have a bathroom break after this. At least if they two of them don't, I will. Because
I'll tell you what, if Coldest Pillow doesn't get there in this game, you can just forget it. This is his chance. He's got to get there right now.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Steve. I think he used to hit that harder, if only to get the 3 ball out. But I think he's okay, though. I think he's actually okay here. He can spin this into the 1. Now, he needs to hope the 3 ball gets out of the way in case he finishes left side of the 1 to try and get out. And that's exactly the problem. You know, if that 3 ball wasn't there, he could have just bumped that 1 ball around the corner and went in where the 3 ball is, and that's the mistake he's made there. He should have hit that last carom harder.
This is not an easy shot.
You know, this is dodgy. This trying to get into the side pocket. I would have gone around the corner into the bottom corner.
If you hit this too hard, you go in the other side pocket. Yeah, so he's going to give Cobra a chance.
Well, I think the mistake was made when he didn't bump that 3 harder and push it out of the way, because there was a strong chance he was going to finish left side of the 1 ball for the outshot into that same corner pocket.
And the problem with this is you give Cobra a chance to try to manage that 1 ball too, which you know, isn't the easiest thing to do, but it's potentially possible to do.
Well, that gets him to the carom phase. Now, can he play? Well, he can play the draw shot off the 3 ball, and this 3 ball is going to be sort of going in the direction of the 1 ball. He's actually, well, he's more or less killed the 5 ball, so that makes Coldest Pillow, even more stronger favourite now. The 5-ball's pretty much dead.
Yeah, and
Would it be hard work?
Yeah, getting that 5-ball in the corner definitely favors Coldest Pillow. There's no doubt about that. But, you know, you can always play safe by pushing a 1-ball down there on the end rail by the 5-ball.
That's exactly it. This is what Cobra's going to have to think about.
But
He's obviously he's going to try and keep scoring now. He didn't want that, but I think he's actually still okay. It's a big target, the 1-ball, left side of the 3, skim off the short rail into the long rail, back of the 1.
That distance from the rail is a huge target. You can't go behind it, so you know.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you hit this every day of the week. Well,
and he doesn't want the 1-ball there.
He cannot leave it there. Whatever he does, he has to just get it out of there. Yeah. I mean, if he tries to go 3 rails to bump the 5-ball from the long rail on the right side, he has to hit it, because if he doesn't, he's leaving an easy out for Coldest Pillow.
Well, the problem here is this play. The best play would have been off the titty back towards the 5-ball. The problem is he can't get the cue ball out of the way, so he's going to have to.
Now, why doesn't he go to the long rail, bump the 1, and try and bump it down into this area, which is fairly safe?
That's a pretty good shot.
That could have been worse, because there's nothing easy about this.
No, he's going to have to go across. Well, he's going to kick at it, I guess. This is not easy. Well, if he thinks he's going forward, this is very difficult. This is very difficult to go forward here. I'm not saying it can't be done.
Pocket.
Yeah, this is very difficult. He's going forward on it. See, that's he got it. I can't believe
what that was.
That's a great shot. That had to be hit very precisely.
That was superb.
What a shot that was.
I mean, there's no way I thought that was going to go in, but it just went in off the jaw, weighted the ball, took it in the pocket.
All right, so he just erased one of your humiliation points. He's not going to get shut out for the tournament.
Right, well, none of the two of them, they've obviously got iron reinforced bladders. I unfortunately don't, so I'm off for a bathroom break. I'll be back in a minute.
Well, I'm happy for Coldest Pillow. I'm happy that he got a game. Now, you know, now that he's broken ice, maybe he can think about, you know, winning this match. Well, that was pretty nice. Let's see if Cobra is going to go off on a big run. He's the kind of player that you fire at him and you win a game like that, and he's just going to come back at you double hard. That's why he wins a lot of these. He's not going to let losing a game bother him.
Well, I'm back. The water level's gone down, so I can now see the live stream.
Yeah, if I had to
bladder
predict,
was overflowing.
If I had to predict this match, I'd say that Cobra's this game, I would say that Cobra's gonna win this game. I think he's gonna come back really strong after that loss, because he's just kind of like that. But we'll see. I mean, maybe Coldest Pillow's got some confidence after getting a win, and he's gonna play really good. from what we've seen, nobody's going to be running 100 to 1 and out.
Aye, that high run's going to stay the way it is, and it was made in the very first match that I live streamed, I think, in this tournament.
Wasn't that Interchange X?
Yeah, it's the very first match I live streamed, and Cobra's been close. He's been close on a couple of occasions. I think Coldest Pillow was as well at one time, but nobody's quite got there. I'm trying to find this post that Runout Rob posted on Facebook earlier today. I'm trying to find it because I had a little chuckle to it. Let's see if we can find it. Probably trawling through Facebook here, won't be able to see it. Oh, he just got there. Why is it so difficult to find posts on Facebook? Oh, there he is. I found him. Right, let's see.
No, I don't use Facebook a lot, so I'm not very good at.
Right. Listen to this. This is a post. I don't know whether any of you guys have read this before, but Runout Rob posted this thing about. It's called the shits. It says the most functional English word is shit. That's right, shit. You can smoke shit. You can get shit faced. Buy shit, sell shit, lose shit, find shit, tell people to eat shit, forget shit. Some people know their shit, and some have shit for brains. There's crazy shit, there's bullshit, horse shit. What was the rest of it? Chicken shit, deep shit, the wrong shit. There's the right shit, and not enough shit. I can't read it for laughing. Oh dear, am I just so sad in the mind? I think this is funny. What's it? There's not enough shit, weird shit, scary shit, up shit, creek without a paddle, and sometimes everything you touch turns to shit. You could pass this on if you give a shit, or not if you don't give a shit. If you don't give a shit.
Rob's Facebook page.
Hope you have a shit-free week, but remember, shit happens. I thought that was funny. Anyway, I'm easily pleased, as you'll understand.
Yeah, I want that link. That sounds like something I'd like.
Oh, dear.
Is that sad?
But how true. How sad, but how true. You can, all sorts of shit happens. Talking of that, what's happening in this match? It's 2 racks to 1.
Yeah,
Cobra's
they're
back at the table.
Back and forth there.
And Coldest Pillow's back to scoring 13 and doing nothing much else, I notice. talking of golf, one of my mates that I used to work with, he posted a photograph of his of either his left or right shin after having gone out to play golf. He, like the typical hacker, he ended up in the bushes up here in Scotland, and he went in to troll around looking for his ball, got bitten or stung by something, and now you want to see the state of his leg. He's got all sorts of lumps and bumps growing in his leg, and that was after one game of golf, hacking about in the gorse or something, but whatever was crawling about in the gorse, it bit him in the leg, and he looks as if he's got some form of leprosy in his leg. He'll have to recover from that, and then he'll probably have the itch as well. Well, Cobra,
Here we go.
a visit of 7. It's not often you say that about Cobra. And again, it's a great chance here.
Cobra seems vulnerable today. He's making a lot of mistakes.
Oh, look who arrived in the room. Bomb Forces, that's another profile.
Fucking stuff.
He's giving him a chance again. Could be 2 each at the end of this one. We will be here for the long haul. 5 balls going to go in. And that's the problem. That's what you don't want. And that's what happened exactly to Coldest Pillow in the very first rack. He played the force follow, banked the ball up the table. It didn't stay the table. It went in, and then he ended up like this. It's going to be 2 rails into the back of the 3. I don't think he's getting there, is he? Oh, he is getting there. That's superb. Great shot. That's a great shot. Good recovery. Although having said that, he's... That was a pot he was on, not the carom. That was my bad. I've just realised he's on a carom right now. Got his balls washed. Oh, his golf cart. I thought it was his golf balls. Washed and waxed, and it's been raining ever since. Coldest Pillow says, 1 second, got to get my tea. Well, why the hell is he saying that when he's at the table? He should have said that while Cobra was at the table. Anyway, he must have got his tea.
Golf cart. Yeah, that's a sure way to make sure it rains is wash and wax the thing.
Now, I presume that the waxing part is to waterproof the outside surface of the cart, or to preserve the leather, or whatever. What's the idea behind that?
Just to make it look good. It's just like a car,
make it shiny. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it also makes the dirt wash off easier. They're basically plastic. Plastic with clear coat on them.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh, a disaster. A disaster for Coldest Pillow.
That's what they should have called this game. They should have called it Disaster.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a better name for it. I don't know, they came up with a cowboy.
As trivial as it might seem, I mean, that visit there, had that visit been, it's all coulda, woulda, shoulda, but had that visit been 50, 60, 70, he could have been strong favourite for 2 each. Now the fact that he's just blown it, and Cobra's coming to the table already with a lead, it doesn't mean Coldest Pillow's odds are getting any shorter in this rack for winning it now. They are stretching by quite a margin as long as Cobra stays at the table now. What about those 3 guys from Scotland, Steve? Did that make the news in the United States? It must have made the news somewhere. They paddled across the Pacific Ocean.
I think I saw something about that.
Cairns in Northern Australia, in a 24-foot long boat with half a ton of food on it. I'll tell you, they're brave. I mean, you see some of the footage of it when they're on the boat. I mean, that was actually good weather in the Pacific, but the swell was like 30 feet.
That's pretty crazy.
I'll tell you, they are brave boys doing that. I mean, right out in the middle of the Pacific, nobody's going to come to rescue you there. You're 1,000 miles from anywhere.
That's pretty crazy.
You need to be crazy, and of course, typically it's Scots that are doing it. Whenever there's something stupid like that needing done, it's Scots that are going to do it. I mean, that's
there's some truth to that, but they don't have they don't have a monopoly on doing stupid stuff.
Oh dear. Well, Cobra's already got a comfortable lead in the rack. It's just about making it shiny, as Spud Boy says. You see, that's a shot you want to play in Cowboy. Whenever you're playing the little force follow and banking the ball up the table, you always want the ball to stay in the table. If it goes in, you're out of shape most of the time. And this time the ball's stayed in place, so now you can just drop it in dead weight. Well, I was going to say he can stay up top, but he's actually come down into the middle of the table. He's actually finished not too bad either. I thought he would have, he would have tried to stay up above the 3, but anyway, it's worked out.
Uh-oh. That was a short visit. Wow.
Oh, he's giving him a lifeline, but there's the old sucker
Where's the
scratch
cue ball
almost.
going?
Almost.
Well, is it last chance saloon yet? Are we getting there yet?
Well, I think the last visits I've seen from Coldest Pillow have included the scratch that he made in that last rack, and then visits of 13 and nothing much more. He needs a lot more than that. Vertical Liquids now changed his name to Liquids Worlds, or he's got multiple profiles. I presume that's Vertical Liquid. Good afternoon. Well, it's going to be a bit of a cutback on this 5 ball. And now he's out of line. Probably going to play the draw to the 3. I know he's managed to get the force follow. I thought he was going to draw over to that 3 there. Now he's back in business. He's a bit too straight in the 3 ball though, but I think he can dig out a carom from it once it goes on its spot if he just rolls through. Well, again, he's rolled through far too heavy. I don't know what his plan was there, but he should have been a foot further up the table in that line rather than been there. If he just dropped that in and came out to there, he'd have been far better than he is now. This is no good. This is the middle of no man's land. And again, trying to draw to the 5. Yeah, didn't get into it enough. And thereby, that's how the visit ends. And unfortunately for Coldest Pillow, 24 isn't going to make it. He's still allowing Cobra back at the table with a lead and probably going to be into the caroms by the end of this visit. Now that's, oh no, I was going to say that's Popman. It's not. That's Popman's profile's Thunder Bluster, isn't it? Thunderball has arrived in the room, but that's not him. Yeah, you'll get games like that in Cowboy. In fact, you'll more likely get games like that in Cowboy. Well, a lot of, you know, bits and pieces visits, as I like to call them, where you're not really scoring a great deal, or on the other hand, you're scoring something and then all you're doing is scratching and losing points and having to start all over again. But I think it doesn't matter whether it's a scrappy rack. What matters is that Coldest Pillow comes out on top of it, and that's not looking good for him at the moment. It's looking decidedly ropey, as a matter of fact. But at least Coldest Pillow can say that he didn't play the numpty shot of the afternoon. That award goes to Cobra.
Yeah, he's pretty safe on that one. I think he's going to have a hard time beating that shot.
So that takes him on to 85. Now I think he can do two things here. He can pot the 5 ball off the one, I think, and bring the 1 ball into play. Just like that. Oh, tell a lie. He's actually caromed the 1. Would you believe it? He's actually caromed the 1 with the cue ball and lost his points. Well, there's no sooner we said he played the numpty shot of the day, he's done the second one as well, so he's got first prize and second prize for the numpty shot of the day. I mean, why he didn't just keep the cue ball away from the 1? He just had to bump the 5 onto the 1 and get the 1 ball into play, but he's actually let the cue ball run loose into the 1. Well, there you go. There's another lifeline for Coldest Pillow. So I think Cobra's maybe, I don't know whether he's needing some sort of liquid refreshment as well. Maybe by the time, this might be the right time for him to go get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or at least some sort of bathroom break, because if they're drinking any sustenance while they're playing, then it has to go one way at some point. Now that 5 ball's going to bank, and again, at least this time, the 3 balls in play. So this is sort of, to me, this is last chance saloon in terms of Coldest Pillow making it to 90 here right now and taking full advantage of that howler from Cobra. He's really got to drive the message home here that you're giving me opportunities, and he's got to really make Cobra think about it, because he's given him a strong chance here to get it back to 2 apiece. Well, I'm about to finish one of my 5-litre bottles of water. I've got a reserve one on the side. Good evening to Tom.
No wonder you keep running to the bathroom.
Yeah, well, I'm determined to keep my myself hydrated. That's one thing I've never really done. I've never really been one for carrying a bottle of water or anything like that. I do now when I'm at work, but in the past I've probably never. I'm probably well short of the amount of liquid intake that you should take in each day, because most of my liquid was from the odd, cup of coffee or cup of tea when I'm having a snack or having dinner. Well, Tam, what have you missed? Well, Cobra scored 2 good visits in the first rack. Watch the cue ball. There you go. That's how to throw away an opportunity, just like that. Let the cue ball running loose.
I know I'm not an expert in this game, but this match seems like it's been kind of sloppy to me.
Well, let's just put it another way. It's getting sloppier. Cobra certainly showed signs of wear and tear, and Coldest Pillow just blowed his chance right there. The biggest run of the match so far is actually from Coldest Pillow. I think it's a run of 60 that he had in that first rack to get back in it. But that's about it. We've had a couple of 40 odds or more from Cobra, but nothing to threaten this high run for the tournament. And Coldest Pillow's back in again. What the hell's happening here? I had a little glance down at the chat, and the next thing I know, Coldest Pillow's back at the table. Well, it's another chance. Dare we say it? Will he get to 90? Well, there's something I didn't know. Me being a Laurel and Hardy fan, a post popped up on Facebook. James Finlayson, who played the support act in a lot of Laurel and Hardy short films. He of course was Scottish. I didn't know, but he was born in 1887, and he died before the two of them. He died before Oliver Hardy. He died in 1953, so he would have been about 69, I think. And Oliver Hardy died in 1957, and Stan died in 1964, 65, I think. It was either 64 or 65. James Finlayson was dead and gone before the two of them. And you remember Mae Bush, her that played the blonde in 2 or 3 of their films. She died before all of them. She had quite a short life, her. I just thought I'd bore you with that sort of information, because that's the sort of things that I'm interested in. James Finlayson was born in Scotland. Yeah.
Just seems like Coldest Pillow isn't going to get there. I don't know why, but it just seems like that. It just seems like...
Yeah, he's determined not to get there.
It just seems like in spite of how Cobra's playing, he's...
Well, this is how difficult it is to beat players like Cobra when they don't give you an awful lot of opportunities. And the difference is that when, especially in this game, when you do get the opportunity, you've always got the opportunity to score somewhere or another in this game. And your shortcomings are magnified when you don't, because you're giving somebody like Cobra as many opportunities. He's always going to be odds-on favourite. He's going to get there before you. Just simply, and here's another chance for Coldest Pillow. Coldest Pillow, Cobra's sitting there in 86, and you're never going to get as good a chance as this to get to the finish line in this rack to make it 2 apiece. And he's really got to. And if you're going to be champion, you're going to have to dig yourself out a hole at one point in this match, maybe more than 1 point. And this is where he's going to have to produce the goods. Yeah, he was. I can't remember. He was born in Argyll or somewhere like that, somewhere up northwest of Scotland. I read it somewhere, but I can't remember. I went to the Laurel and Hardy Museum in Ulverston. I drove down one day, down to the Lake District, went to the museum that's there. Well, I don't know that he can squeeze anything out of this one. And I think that's too much in line, that 5-ball, yep. I'll give you something better than that, Tam. I've got a CD with that song on it that I bought, and it's got the Laurel and Hardy music and various other. You know, when you see all the Laurel and Hardy shots, there's lots of music playing in the background back in the day, and I've got a CD with that stuff on it, as well as words to the Dance of the Cuckoos. I've got it lying about somewhere. That's probably a collector's item. I don't think there'll be that many of them going around. So, Coldest Pillow on 93. Oh, don't tell me he's not going to get a rail either. Oh, he did get it. He just grazed the 3 and no more. That was a VP4 referee's decision there, because I thought he'd missed that. I think he's still good. Now, can he? You know, he can certainly play the force follow, and he needs to hit this hard though to get that 1 ball around. He's missed the 5. He's missed it this time. There's no way he's hit it this time. And the problem is, he didn't bring the 1 around either. Oh, again, he's only 10 in front. He's halfway into the caroms. It's touch and go whether he's going to get this.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is where Cobra's either going to do it or he's not, because he's behind enough. He can't afford to let Coldest Pillow have a shot at winning this game.
What are you talking about? The Laurel and Hardy collection with all their films on it, the big boxed version. So Cobra's now certainly well within touching distance here. Oh, he's missed it. He's let him back in again. Coldest Pillow's getting off the hook about 4 or 5 times already in this rack. And, well, this is probably the make or break visit here to getting back onto level terms with Cobra.
I mean, he's got a good table. He just needs to take advantage here.
The problem is I don't think he'd great opportunity to be proactive there. Now he's going to have to go 3 to the 1.
And that wasn't really that good a strategy there.
You know, everything's going to be hard work.
He's got the 5 close to the pocket now. I mean, that wasn't a wonderful shot. But this is an easy hit.
No, if he plays this at the right pace, he can bring this 3 around the corner. Well, he hasn't got there. He hasn't got there.
So much for it being an easy hit. Wow, I can't believe he missed that 1 ball.
Well, this is where Cobra's going to have to let loose a bit, unless he's going to try and draw straight from that 3 to the 1. But let me have a look. Yeah, he probably is. He's probably going to bump this 3 around the rails and play the draw to this 1. He's playing a bit of a risk here. And now the 1 ball is in very dangerous territory for both players. And this is also dangerous going to the back of this 5 ball. He can scratch off it. No, he's hit it thick. Now, is he going to go really thin and try and go straight onto the 1 ball down the rail? I think he's got a chance of doing that. Let's have a look. No, he's not interested. Maybe he could check the cue ball up a bit with a bit of right English and try and come down the rail and bump the 1. He's trying to play the draw back to the 5. Well, that'll work. In terms of keeping himself at the table, and he might be able to get this 3 ball in play. Maybe not. Well,
it's a little tricky here.
That's too thin.
I think 3 or 4 rails from the one
Oh, it's
ball with the
very
5.
thin. He's trying to get there. He's got
Good
it.
shot.
And the 3 balls coming round. And Coldest Pillows, I'm sure, going to be panicking here. A big rack this between 3-1 and 2 apiece. At the risk of stating the obvious, that is. Oh, he's missed it. Is he? Has he got the legs? Yeah, he's got the legs and he's perfect. It was all well in hand there, going to the rail and coming to the back of the one. Well, I think if we're going to blame anybody for the jinx, then it has to be Tam, because I've just read in the chat where he says, got to be 2-2 here, and that's immediately jinx Coldest Pillow. Not only that, Cobra's now on level terms at 97 apiece, and he's sitting perfect. So, yeah, sayonara. Now, a little draw shot onto the 3. That'll take him to 99. Now he could bring this one ball back into play, playing this shot here if he hits it right. He can get this one ball right around the table here. This is coming perfect. This is perfect. He couldn't have played that any better. I mean, a little dink. The only difference here, or the only problem here, is that he could be blocked off in the one ball, because if he's going to bank the one and draw to the 3, he could end up being hooked on it. And he isn't. It's worked out perfect. So, little stun into the pocket here. Well, where the hell's he going? Nah, he is going into the pocket. I was wondering where he was. I thought he was looking at the side pocket there.
This is a little tricky.
Little stun. There you go. Dead easy. Dead easy, Steve. What was tricky about that? That's an everyday outshot in Cowboy. But what it does mean is it's 3-1.
Yeah, it means that Coldest Pillow's in deep trouble.
Well, I think Coldest Pillow has to hope that fatigue sets in on Cobra and he starts to sort of lose the plot a wee bit. There's been the odd sign that it might be that he needs some kind of sustenance or whatever, but he can't just rely on that. He has to be proactive and do things for himself here and start scoring heavier and keeping the points. But there's
I think he needs to hope Cobra gets into the gin and tonics.
Yeah, well, the thing is, there's no going back now. He's got to keep coming at him. It's the only way he's going to get out of this. He's going to have to probably start taking more risks as and when it's needed at the right time. There's times where you just got to really protect your points. Oh dear, that's almost that 5-litre bottle away. I think there's another gulp left in it. Not long to the Ryder Cup now. Is it next month? This is the last day of August. It's September, the Ryder Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's like the 23rd or something like that.
Yeah.
Very interesting. That's going to be a good one this year.
Bethpage Black, isn't it?
Yeah, Bethpage back, and I think both teams have a lot of players that have played well towards the end of the year. I mean, Rory, Tommy Fleetwood, Justin Rose. I mean, Europe's got some guys playing really good, and then the U.S. does too. So should be a good one.
You saying it's next week, Spud Boy?
No.
What's he typing there? Oh, next week. Oh, he thinks it's next week. I knew it was sometime in the September. I just don't know the date.
It's the 26th through the 28th.
Right. So, well, Coldest Pillow falls short again. It's only 33. And that, I'm afraid, is just not good enough at this stage in the match. Got to be really capitalising and building up these scores. And would you believe it? Maybe the fatigue is setting in because Cobra's missed a cut in the 5. I mean, how often does that happen? Coldest Pillow can't believe he's back at the table. Yeah, I think there's just a little sign there that Cobra's maybe going downhill slightly, but we'll know more about that by the end of this visit of Coldest Pillow, is whether he can really put a run on here and get well away from Cobra. If ever you're going to get the opportunity, it is now with that miss from Cobra.
I think that Coldest Pillow would take advantage. What's been the high run in this match? It hasn't really been that great.
The high run's only been 60. That one that Coldest Pillow made. Cobra's had a 2 or 3 40 odds. And there we go. Again, having to do acrobatics. But he's still at the table. It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you stay at the table. The lead is 57. By the way, Tam, the next time you go to Tesco's, I noticed today, watch that cue ball, I noticed today that two or three items are staying at the same price, but the contents are actually shrinking. I noticed that on Tesco's pink salmon today. It's went down by 50 grams, the contents, but the price is the same. So the contents of the tins are getting smaller. There's 2 or 3 other items I noticed today, exactly the same thing. Where you're actually being charged the same amount of money, but the contents of the product is shrinking, and that's happening right across the store. Yeah. They're all at it. Well, you're nowhere near that one. And again...
Yeah. My market started selling fish by the piece, not by the pound. They just give you a price for the piece. They ain't tell you how much it weighs.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I noticed it about 3 or 4 years ago. I used to get... what tartar sauce was it? I'm trying to remember the name of the brand. And it used to come in a 250-gram jar. And that shrunk down to 100-odd jar, like a tiny thing. But they're still charging you the same amount of money. It's crazy. And I got an email through from my bank today. My interest rate charges are going down again for about the 4th time. So the money I'm making from what I've got in the bank is shrinking as well. They're getting us every way they can. I think Coldest Pillow's just not capitalised enough in these opportunities. That mistake, that miss on the 5 ball that Cobra made there, Coldest Pillow only got another 30 points. So he's had 2 visits of 30 odd, which on any day against most people is good to give you a strong lead and build on it. But you're never safe when you're up against somebody like Cobra, because he can eat that away in 1 visit. And you just can't rely on getting as many opportunities as you would against any other person who plays Cowboy. Cobra usually is going to be scoring heavy, and this is a fear you're always going to have, that even though he's sitting in 13 points and looking to build on it, there's a strong chance he will. And
Yeah,
next
you
time
gotta
you get back to the table, you're trailing.
you got to reduce his opportunities, and if you can't do that, then you're in trouble.
Now, a quick reminder to those who may have joined the stream at some point after Steve joined it. For those asking, obviously this is the final of the Cowboy Virtual World Championships. The next World Championship won't be going live for the next couple of weeks until there is a number of updates done to the server, etc. Once that's done and everything's running okay, then we'll have the next one set, which is, well, there's supposed to be two running, isn't there? There's supposed to be Filipino rotation. And what was the other one? Honolulu, the one that didn't go ahead.
Yep.
Because various things had to be fixed in order for Honolulu to go ahead as well. So that'll appear in the notices. In fact, there is a notice in the chat as well about what Filipino rotation is. So if you're not sure about it, hit the banner, or when you enter the lobby, the banners will appear. The Filipino rotation info is there, and if you want to see it, you hit /SB and the banners will appear, and you'll be able to click that link and find out further information about Filipino rotation. And also you check the support page and look at the rules for rotation, and when you read the rules for rotation, you'll also see an amendment or an addition for Filipino rotation and the differences in it to normal rotation. Meanwhile, Cobra's got a fair bit to go, but he's on 32. And the problem now, though, is he's going to have to run this cue ball somewhere, unless he's going to pot the one and stay below the one and play 1 to 5. That's the closest ball, which would be, in theory, the easiest one to get to. And that looks like what he's played. Well, that was probably one of the worst Old Firm games that there's been for many a year this afternoon. I was still at work when it started, and just when I finished the end of my shift, I saw Rangers scoring, and I didn't realise that there was a VAR check on it and the goal was given offside. But it was dire. In fact, probably a good result for Rangers, even though they still haven't had a win. But it was dire to watch. Oh, you can't really like Bankpool better than Honolulu. Honolulu's to me, Honolulu's a game that you use a lot more creativity in it. I mean, it ends up probably being more like Bankpool, but in the early stages of Honolulu, there's a lots of opportunities for billiards and caroms and all sorts in it.
Early in the game is a lot of different stuff, a lot of combos, a lot of billiards and caroms, and the end of the game is usually a lot of banks.
Exactly. What's the score in that game? I got a pop-up saying that Liverpool had scored. That would be about an hour ago, though. So they must be well into the second half in that game. Is it still 1-0? Yeah, I got an alert coming up saying that so-and-so had scored a great goal. I never really read it. I just saw that it was a Liverpool player. Yeah, if you missed the Celtic Rangers game today, I wouldn't go out your way to it's a final score. I wouldn't go out your way to actually watch any highlights because there was none in it. It was dreadful. Well, Cobra, could this? I'm going to say it for fear of even jinxing him. But is this a chance to get the high run of the tournament? There, I've said it. He's on 51.
You've jinxed them for sure.
Because no, it'll look good in the final edit, Steve. When I say it, I've said it right now. Chance to get the highest run of the tournament and effectively win the championship as well. Going to have to play a little bit of a cutback in the 3 though.
We didn't have a high run prize this tournament that we should have.
Yeah, maybe that was more of an incentive for somebody else to make something of a score because nobody else has. This has landed pretty good. And all the time he edges closer to Coldest pillow.
Yeah,
the lead has shrunk.
This is one of those things where all of a sudden it's Coldest pillow had a big lead, not anymore.
Well, it's going to get to the stage where Albinari is going to have to play in this tournament because Albinari, I'm sure, is going to be annoyed that Cobra is going to win. Well, looking like strong favourite to win this 3 times in a row. So Albinari is going to have to get in it even just to annoy Cobra and stop him winning it a 4th time. Or, on the other hand, the other players are going to have to get gooder. They're going to have to get gooder. Is there such a thing as gooder? As in better at Cowboy. They're going to have to play it more. Well, now he's in trouble. I mean, he's fine as long as he follows through a little bit, unless he's going to hold it square. Yeah, he's following it through. Run is 61. So 30 points away from tying the high lead for the tournament. I wonder if Interchange-X is... yeah, Gamma should have entered it, yeah. I wonder if Interchange-X is... he hasn't said anything, so presumably he's not in the house. He's not here to see whether his high run's going to remain there. Well, everything's still in reasonable shape here, but the important one with this shot is that he's either going to go forward and come back in. See, the danger here is going forward, I think, and trying to run into shape. He's trying to come forward. So now he's going to have to play the draw. I don't think he's getting any other option. I don't think that was the best idea. Well, he's just caught it, but see the cue ball's going to that sucker scratch line. He's still there. It's just threatened to fall apart at the seams here.
Yeah, I mean, he's thinking better of shooting the 5 ball,
well,
maybe.
See, the problem with this is if he pots the 1, the line the cue ball's taking wants to bump the 5 somewhere or at least skim past it. Now, he's checked that cue ball up there. So again, he's intended to play the draw straight to the 5 or from the 5 to the 1, whatever one works out better for him. The only thing I don't like about the draw from the 5 to the 1 is any crazy thing can happen here in that side pocket. Well, he's finished bottom side. This isn't bad. I think if he cuts the 5 down the rail and goes across table back into the table, he should be good for a 5-1. But it probably just as easy playing the 1 and leaving the 1 to the 5 because the 1 is still a big target in that rail. But he's deciding he's going to go across table and get in line for the 5-1. Now, how does that look? That takes him to 80.
He's looking for the high run, and he's going to be...
well, you see, that's actually good that the 5 ball didn't go in. Because now he can get the 5 ball on its spot, play the 5 to 3. Now it's down to nitty-gritty here. He's just
So
a
he's
few
gonna,
points away from it.
if he can get this and then make the 3.
Oh, is he blocked off?
I don't think so.
Oh, he's fine.
Okay.
Now,
And
now,
here we
now
go.
he's,
He'll be on 90. We just need to get a good spot for the carom.
is he going to jack up here or try and run through? Because he was a bit tight to the rail. He's leading 5-1.
Yeah, this is a little funny here.
Ooh, he's got to be careful here with this. This to
Yeah.
tie the high run.
And he doesn't like it.
No, he doesn't like it because it's too scary that 5 ball's going to catch the knuckle and drop into the side pocket. It's very, very dodgy looking. Oh, this will be the big sucker shot of the day. Oh, he's missed it
Yeah.
altogether. Would you believe it? He's missed it altogether.
Yeah, he was.
Or has he? No, he must have edged it.
Yeah, he
edged it. Oh, thank God for that for his sake, because I thought he missed it
scared
completely.
He was scared of making that in the side pocket. I mean, there's no doubt about it that was an issue.
Well, I think it'd be safe to say now that Interchange X is going to at least get the honour of having the high run. Cobra came within one of it, but like I said, I mean, he did the right thing. He didn't want to risk doing that. But I thought he completely missed the ball. Well, he's only on 90 though. If you're Coldest pillow, you have to look at the scoreboard and say he's only on 90. I'm only 20 behind. How hard can this be? As Jeremy Clarkson would say. How hard can it be? Well, it's that hard because he had to make the carom and there's a big gap behind the 1. And what's more, he set up the 3-5. And you know what that could be. Where's Arnie?
Hasta la vista, baby.
It could be that. It very much could be that. And then again, it might not be. Has that 3 ball come into line? I don't know whether he can sneak the 3 ball. I think he can. He might be able to sneak the 3 ball behind the 1, but it might kick the back of it. If he's trying to force follow to it, I think it's too tight. There is a lot of room behind the 1, but it looks as if that 3 ball wants to hit the back of the 1. Yeah, I don't think it's on. I think he's going to try and draw to the rail, go to the 3. And that's well done. But again, he's going to have to start doing acrobatics here to keep himself at the table. But again, it's not that difficult to play the 1 ball, go to the rail and hit the back of the 3. I mean, that's not that difficult. Yeah, well done. Well, I'm going to be, what's that, 2 hours and 37 minutes, so I'm going to be able to get a coffee while Cobra's hit that all wrong. He's miles away from the 5 ball there. So this is last chance saloon for Coldest pillow in this rack.
Yeah, you would think, but you would think, but it just doesn't seem like it's been that way. Either one of these guys have struggled to get there.
Well, I mean, that's a kind of risky shot I would play, but I think he's well beyond the stage now where he can't be taking risks. He just got to go for it. Got to do whatever he can to just try and stay at this table. And again, he's in no good shape. The draw shot. At least he's still got a ball that he can pot, and the 5 and 3's good enough. He can bring the 5 into play. And it wouldn't do any harm if the 5 ball actually went in. Because that takes him to 84. It would have been much better if he'd actually got that 5 ball in the pocket. Because he doesn't really want to be playing caroms towards that 5 unless he can go at the short rail and come in behind the back of the 5, get it back into play. Well, that's looking like what he's going to be attempting right now. And this is tricky. Got to get right in there, and that's well done in terms of keeping that in play, but he's almost potted the 1. And so the 1 ball staying in the table is handy. If he can get out and get up to the kitchen line. Well, I think he's not going high enough. The problem now is, again, trying to get to the 5 ball. Around the angles, he's got it. Takes him to 90. Got to overcut that 5. Again, come into the short side of the 1. Now, can he get into the cue ball enough, though, to do it? Now, this is a bit tricky looking. I don't like the look of this. It looks as if he's going to go the 2-3 rail route here. It's a good line. Good line. Excellent. Very well done. That's the type of shot I like to play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 railer. That's what I'm talking about. I want to see more of that. Very risky shots to play, but very nice when they actually work out for you. And talking about working out, he's on 91. And this is cigarette paper thin on the 1, or force following the 5 to the 3, because I think that'll work. It's tight, but it'll work. Even if you overcut it, I think you can get to the rail and get to the 3. But the only danger with overcutting that is you might be potting the 5. Well, he's managed to catch the edge of the 1. Has the 5 gone far enough, though? Well, again, got to be careful with the line on that 3. Well, there's just a glimmer of hope here for Coldest Pillow. Again, he's having to dig out big caroms here to stay at the table. None more so than this one. What's he looking at? Is he going through? Yeah, well, that's a disaster. Everything about that was a disaster, taking that on. That was nowhere near the shot he should have been ever going near. And he's blown it. And what's more, look at the setup. Well, I have to say that was a bit numptish to actually to play that sort of shot, because that was asking for severe trouble doing that. And I think it's all over, folks.
Says, well, he's got to make some points here. Don't give him too many props. He's had a tough day.
No, did you see what happened there, though? He played a force follow to the 5 ball in the corner when he should never have been playing anything like that. It was far too risky, and just blown his chance to actually pinch that rack and stay in the match. I think Cobra's missed a carom there. Oh, no, he must have just scraped to 3. My eyes are going, because it's getting to that time of night where I need a coffee and I can't see what the hell's happening. And I think he's going to go. Is he going too tight? Yeah. Went too tight. It needed to stay open.
It's that's what I'm saying. I think it ain't guaranteed he's getting all those caroms. The problem Coldest Pillow has is, even if he gets to the carom stage, he's still 6 behind in caroms, and that's, none of the guys have shown the ability to run tons of caroms on any kind of consistent basis.
I'm still very surprised he took on such a risky shot to blow his points there. Now, he tried the big stun for the carom to the 3, missed that. So I think we're just going through the motions here until Cobra gets over the line. He's got an easy one to start. He probably won't have an easy second one, but he's missed that. I'm surprised he's missed that one. That was not difficult. Well, I'll say it again for about this. Well, this is definitely the second time I've said it. This is Last Chance Saloon yet again in this rack for Coldest Pillow to get to the caroms. But I think he also needs a roll of the ball to get these into good shape. Well, the cue ball's gone. Well, I've jinxed him again. That's a complete disaster again.
Well, you're.
I think Coldest Pillow's had enough. I think he's seen enough, done enough, had enough, and said, "Well, that's enough of that." And I think, I think Cobra's in his last legs by the way he's going, but he's trying to get there.
I guarantee you he's having a gin after this. Well, where's Blind Hog today? He never showed up?
He's probably fishing. That's where he probably is.
Yeah.
Well, this will get him to 99. Oh, he needs a little bump here if he can get it. I just rolled a bit too far. Well, again, he's got a... He can get a bit loose here if he fancies it. He can try the two-way shot, try and get to the 1, and if not, run that cue ball coming back down the line towards the 3, or he can go 2 rails into the back of the 5 around the corner, all straight off the short rail like that. That'll work. He had 2 or 3 weird options he had, but the option he chose was by far the easiest. So here we go. This for the title for the 3rd time in a row for Cobra. And he should never miss this in a month of Sundays. There you go. well done to Cobra. He is your 2025 Virtual Cowboy World Champion, and for the 3rd time in a row by 4 racks to 1. And thank God it didn't go much longer than that, because I'm in my last legs as well. So that is it. When the hell did that start? It feels like a year that that's been running. Cobra says he struggled. Well, he made the odd mistake, and he made the numpty shot at the tournament. No doubt about that. But again, he was just far too good compared to everybody else in the tournament. He was more... he scored heavier, did the business. But a good outing for Coldest Pillow, a learning process for him. I'm sure he enjoyed it. Plays a bit too loose to get the better of players like Cobra in this event, but I think it's a sort of passing event for Coldest Pillow. I don't think he'll set his heart on being a champion at Cowboy. I think he's still into the 9-ball and the snooker, but I'm sure he enjoyed his efforts. A great effort to get to the final, so well done to him. But what it does mean, though, is that Cobra edges closer to Albinario in terms of titles. He's still a fair way short of him, though.
Question is Albinario going to play in... is he going to play in any of these other world championships coming up? The Honolulu and the Philippines. I think he'd actually be really good at both of them.
11, and Albinario has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 titles to Cobra's 11. So Cobra, I think he'll be into those tournaments when they come around, because he'll have a good, very strong chance of winning them. So he will, but he's got a long ways to go to catch up with Albie. There's Elite, which is Patrick. That was one of his aliases. And he won a 9-ball world championship in 2004. Well, that's a long while ago, 21 years ago. Right, well, that's it, folks, for another one. Once these updates are done and once we've got everything up and running, Steve will have the next titles, or the next tournaments, next championships up and running. You'll see that in the chat, in the alerts or the notices in the lobby once that comes around. So Thanks everybody for watching. Do hit the like button. It does help the algorithm in YouTube, or so I've been told. I don't know that it makes a great deal of difference. Thanks to Steve for his company. I'm off for a coffee. And we will see you again at some point in the future. So take care, folks, and good evening.
Expect a server update tomorrow.
Right, so there you go. That's to come. I'll be at work. Right. Good night.
All right. Night.
Thanks again.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.